Here's a little panning view of the Prion Seac all ready to go for a little afternoon paddle on Wavy Creek. Of course, which is quite near home in Clandeboye, being a sailor and an obsessive compulsive and weather paranoid, I always pack for a day trip as if I was going north to Alaska or something, so I'll just go over what each part of the kayak is. Here attached to the deck is a deck bag, and on the deck back is strapped a pump to pump out the cockpit, because it's difficult to bail out the cockpit of a kayak once it's submerged. Sitting on top of my binoculars that I can use to watch birds while I'm hanging out on the creek here. And just down here is a feature I particularly like of this kayak is a waterproof hatch that you can see that fits, that has a waterproof cover. The binoculars, once I start the trip, are going to go in there, and then when I turn the seal down, they'll be securely behind a waterproof cover. Inside the deck bag, I haven't got much today. I've got the case for the binoculars, a case for the camera. I've got a water bottle. I had lunch before I went, so I don't need to store food, but if I were going for a longer day excursion, I'd put my lunch in there. In the cockpit is a sponge, which is very nice. Once I launch in the creek, I'm going to bring my muddy feet inside. It'd be nice not to have to sit in that. Now that I think of it, down here is, I'll just flip the seat forward, is an area with some clips, and onto that particular clip, I'm going to clip my car keys. So now they're not attached to me, they're attached to the boat. I've managed to get the seat up out of its, well, I'll fix that in a minute. That seat needs to go forward into a notch. Back here on the back deck, I have the spare paddle secured under some extra deck lines that I've installed. That crisscross X-shaped deck line is one that I installed myself, as is this additional one, and they're useful for securing cargo back on the rear deck. Something I want to do before I set out is to lift this little toggle off so that the rudder will be free to rotate into the down position. Over here is the life vest, and it's a Kokatat life vest. It has a couple of features that I particularly like. It has these nice big pockets in the front. Into this pocket, the zippered pocket, goes a knife that's useful for any kind of emergency situation. It's also on a restraining lanyard, so in an emergency, if I pull it out and I drop it, I'm not going to lose it. So we'll put that in there and we'll zip it up. Now this other lanyard here is for the waterproof camera that I'm using right now. And the beauty of that is I can, if I simply let go of the camera by accident or on purpose, the camera's waterproof, it's not going to sink overboard. Over here is a second pocket that on a longer expedition I would use for a waterproof floating VHF radio. Today, since I need it to read my camera, I think I'll put my my reading glasses in there. And finally here is the spray skirt that is going to fit around and seal the cockpit. So there's the kit all ready to go. I think I'm going to start calling this thing the White Hernia because it's so heavy to lift up onto the car.